All right.
Hello. And I'm very excited to have this guest. She is a special person, a very kind-hearted and easygoing person. Before I continue, maybe you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'm Mona. I'm a dentist, and I studied when I was a single mom, actually, and I was living in a different city than my studies were, so it was really hard. I would say that this is one of the most uh, I'm missing the English word right now. Um, this was pretty intense. Let's say that. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Your story and your work is quite interesting. And your service. I will begin with the direct questions. The first question is, how was your childhood?
I would say my childhood was pretty interesting because I grew up with two different cultures. My mom is German, and I grew up here in Germany. And my dad, he's Lebanese Syrian. And so my parents were both very open to the other culture. So I basically grew up with both because I spent, for example, every summer, the entire holidays in Lebanon because we had a house there in the mountains. And I would see my entire family from Syria and Lebanon. So I would have like a big connection to those roots. And yeah, other than that, I grew up here in Germany. And from the outside, it was pretty much the perfect family until I was like 15. And then my parents unfortunately got divorced. And that was also I guess something that was quite hard on me. But yeah, I think my parents did their best and always provided for my sister and me. And basically, I have like two cultures within me, which is great, I think.
How's your relationship with the parents?
My relationship with my parents, I would say it's close, but still they, unlike in the Arab culture, I would say, they still kind of protect my privacy. But my dad is a little bit more demanding when it comes to like personal stuff. He wants to know everything, which is funny. And my dad is my boss now, which is also like completely different than before. Before I was working in a different practice, and now he's my boss. So that gave the whole relationship a new dynamic. Let's put it that way. And my mom, she's always helped me with my daughter when I was studying. For example, my daughter used to stay at my mom's place a lot, and she gave she gave up a lot for helping me. So I'm very grateful for that, and I still see my mom very often because she lives just 5 minutes away. So yeah.
How's your relationship with money?
That one's a difficult question because it kind of changes. Sometimes I'm like the saver. Like, for example, I wouldn't go like shopping for myself for like a year or 2 years. And then all of a sudden something overcomes me and then I spend a lot, which is, yeah, I need to work on that.
What are you afraid of?
Um, in my personal life, I would say I'm always afraid of losing people, actually, losing people that I love. I have this problem that I'm always scared of loss. So it's hard for me sometimes to express my true feelings, like whether I'm mad or sad about something because I'm afraid to lose people. So I would say that's something I'm scared of. And in my work life, I would say that it's making mistakes, basically. I always want to provide the best service for my patient. And whenever something like could go wrong or something, I'm like flipping inside. I'm like, oh my God, are you not good enough to do this and stuff? I have a lot of self-doubt. So this is like what I'm scared of most, that I would like not give the perfect service to my patients, basically.
The opposite question is, if you were not afraid of anything, what would you do?
I think I would travel the world. Honestly, I would just take my kids and not be scared of what people would think, what effects it will have here on the people here, on my life, and who would be mad about it. And yeah, I would, because it's one of my dreams, always has been to travel the world. So I'll do that, I guess.
So, I will ask you two questions regarding your service. These two questions, another dentist, and I would like to know your answers about this.
Okay.
How can you combine dentistry with ethics?
Oh, that's a good question. It's funny because I was thinking of this like about 2 days ago, because I had a patient who wanted me to drill on his tooth, which was completely healthy, and it wasn't in the front, so you couldn't see it. So I was asking myself, he wants me to do it, but I'm of the opinion that it's not good if I would do that because I would harm him. So I denied to do it. But on the other hand, it's his body and his choice. So it was like really hard. I was in a conflict. And at the same time, obviously, if someone wants some aesthetic work done in the front because they're suffering psychologically, for example, I wouldn't hesitate that much. So, but who am I to judge if this thing in the back of his tooth is affecting him psychologically or not? So it's like a whole difficult subject, I would say. But I think you just have to stand by your own values. You have to consider what the person in front of you wants, but also not forget about your self-values and also your responsibility as a doctor. So I think you have to take all of these factors together. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
I'm very curious now what the other dentist answered, to be honest, but I'll check that out.
She didn't answer that way, but her answer was good too. Interesting. Next question is, how can you persuade a patient to continue the treatment procedure with you?
Can you say that again? I didn't understand the beginning.
How can you persuade a patient to do the procedure with you? Because some patients come, they're seeking for an advice.
Yes.
How can you have the patient to stay with you?
Yeah, I understand. I would say I never put pressure on them. I let them come to me. If I feel someone is hesitant, I ask them about their fears or why and what they're hesitant about. And I think I'm pretty empathetic, so I try to work with what I get. So if I feel that there's someone that really needs an explanation of everything, every little detail, then I'm going to do that to explain everything. And if there's someone that is like not so interested or doesn't want to know, because that makes them even more scared. So I try to not say too much and just let the person talk and ask them basically what they want. Like, what is their wish? How would they feel that they are well taken care of? I think that's my quality, to be able to be empathetic with people. So I think that's why they like to come to me. This is at least also what they tell me when I get a feedback. So
I'm sure about this. I know. I can feel that. I love your answers. Next, back to other questions. If money is guaranteed for life, for you and your family, and your generation after you, but the condition is you have to choose a job.
yeah, that is so hard, because if you would have asked me like 10 years ago, I would have said actress straight away. This was my dream, you know? Ah, really? You too? This is so funny. And it was my biggest dream when, like, since I was a little kid, and I was in theater classes at school, and everyone told me that I'm really like talented in this. So it was actually it was my dream. But obviously my parents were like, no, you can't go to acting school because it's not safe and stuff. And yeah, today I have to say, I mean, I would still be pleased to be an actress. I would like that. But I realized over the time that I actually love to talk to people. I know it sounds weird because I don't have like a specific word for that job, but it's not like psychologist, but I think I could be like a life coach, because I've been through so much in my life that I think I can give people value about things. And I think if I was guaranteed like a safe life financially, I would just go out and do without thinking, like that I feel like doing this, like a life coach maybe.
I wanted to be an actress, but also like combined with singing. So I wanted to be I do sing. So singer and actress combined together.
Oh, I didn't know that you could sing, because my voice is terrible, so I could never sing. My best friend, she's a singer in Turkey.
Okay.
She's quite famous, yeah. So I was close to that life. Like I get like stuff from that life, and it's not so easy. You always think you see the glamour and you think it's very easy, but it's not even that easy. And but still, I mean, it's nice, of course. And I didn't even know that you were a singer. This is so cool. I would love to hear you sing.
I'm singing at home. That's it.
Yeah. I want to hear you sing. Are you singing in like, what language are you singing? Like English? Like
Arabic. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I'd love to hear that.
I will go back to the questions.
Yes, sure.
Luna, in one word.
I would say loving, actually. Or loving or empathetic. I think that goes hand in hand. Because I asked people actually about that. What would they think is my biggest quality? And I think that I'm a very affectionate person. Maybe affectionate. Yeah.
Your heart in your hands. What would you advise it?
I would advise it to always listen to my gut feeling, because I didn't for a long time, and still now I'm struggling with it. And I mean, it was one thing that my mom tried to teach me. She always told me, your gut feeling, it's always going to tell you the right thing. but I ignored it a lot. And I think I would tell my heart, be kinder to yourself, but also listen to your gut. Your gut is telling you what you should do. And if there's something off, your gut will tell you as well. And that something off, I never listened to it, or often I didn't listen to that in my life. So, yeah.
What's the best moment in your life?
That's a funny story. Other than the births of my child, obviously, there's a specific moment in my life where I was the happiest. And until this day, I can't explain you why this was the happiest moment in my life. So I'm very bad at Arabic. So after I finished my school, I decided to go to Syria because people there usually speak, like other than in Lebanon, they speak French and English. But in Syria, they're very focused on Arabic. So I said, I have to go to Syria and learn Arabic there. So I went to Damascus for about 8 months, and I didn't go to my family's place. I went to a stranger family because I wanted to get the full Arabic experience. And I was in a very old neighborhood, ancient, yeah. And I was, I think it was like 2 weeks after I arrived, I was completely lonely. I had no one, no friends there. Obviously, I didn't know anybody there. My family was living a bit further from where I was living, so and they had their work and everything. So I was walking along a street, and there was this old man in front of a bakery. Every morning he would try to speak Arabic to me, and then there was this smell of this bread, this Arabic bread, but freshly made, And I was walking down the street. I saw the man, I smelled that smell of that bread, and I felt free, completely free. Like no one I have to take care of, no responsibility, it's just me. I'm here for me. And this was like, I must say, yeah, the happiest moment in my entire life. And it sounds weird because it's so small, but this is, yeah. When I think of this moment, I get goosebumps.
That makes sense.
Sorry?
Makes sense. I can understand that.
Really? Okay. I thought it was completely weird, but yeah.
Any regrets, Muna?
Yeah. Well, what I told you earlier, that I often didn't listen to my gut feeling, and that I didn't listen to. I'm like that. I always was more like of a people pleaser and not listen to myself. That is a regret I have, and I'm working hard on this right now at the moment. That I'm trying to learn to express my feelings like genuinely and say, okay, I'm not okay with this, and yeah. So that's a regret I have, I would say. Yeah.
Last question is, what makes you you?
Whew. Yeah, that's also a difficult question. And what makes me me? I would say that I'm very loving. I'm very emotional. That can be good and bad. Because, it's also not so easy to be with someone that is very sensitive. So it can be really nice, someone who's considerate, but at the same time, it's obviously sometimes it can be a challenge. So I would say that I'm very emotional. That makes me me. I am empathetic, as I said, but and that I like to constantly work on myself. I would say that I actually really do a lot of reflecting. Yeah, and I'm very open to new other opinions. So
We're done.
okay,
I loved this interview.
thank you. Me too. It was fun.
It was quite emotional. I don't know, like I wanted to cry, and I don't know.
Yeah, I have like some other things that I couldn't like unpack, but there are yeah, it was emotional for me too because I was thinking back, especially that moment in Syria. I think I didn't mention that before I was in Syria, I was about to end my school, and my mom had like a very horrible accident 8 weeks before that. And so I took my sister in. She was much younger than me. She's 7 years younger. So before I became a single mom, I already had like a responsibility for my sister because she was 12 at the time, and my mom was in hospital for a year. She was paralyzed. So, or she is still, but it's better than obviously like right after the accident. So in that moment when I was in Syria and my mom was actually getting better and my sister was back with her, it was just like a kind of freedom from everything that, you know, was so hard. Yeah. So too much. Sorry, I talked too much now.
No, good one. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope I can see you in real life again.
I would love to too. It's been such a long time. I don't even know how many years. I guess like at least like 7 or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Connection to you. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I will see you. I hope. I think there is a proverb where they're saying, you meet any person twice in life.
Yes, I know that one from a German actually. I didn't know it existed in English as well.
No, actually, German say a proverb. I just
Yeah, probably they stole it.
you meet people twice in life. I hope I can meet you a third or fourth time. And I will message you if the podcast is edited, and I will for sure be in contact with you.
Cool. Yeah, it was really fun. Thank you for your time.
Cool. Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay.